Hi, I'm Alison Pebworth. This is my piece. It's a 4-story tower that represents different histories in California. The concept is a California kind of collectively. What does home mean? Making visible some of the communication devices, whereas with new technologies it's all hidden, it's all floating out in the ether, and it's just some kind of magic. But it's also piling up waste and all this stuff in ways that we don't see. So here you might be written messages, that'll pile up. So kind of visual representations of communication. So each facade is a different history in California. So a lot of discovery that you can find in there. Right behind me is redwood, so the Northern California, but also this was based on the Miwok structures who used redwood for teepee-shaped huts. So it's a really great material. The water kind of deflects on it. It's really thick if you fill it. It's also resistant to bugs. Tin actually came from Northern California off of old barns, the cattle culture of California. There's fennel, which grows wild all over the Bay Area, and the driftwood from the beaches, like farmwood, old barnwood, and wainscoting and lath that came out of all the lath and plaster Victorians in the Bay Area, layering different histories that kind of shape who we are. So we're not just, what does it mean to be a Californian? There's many histories that have shaped us that we're not even aware of. So a lot of little secrets from different histories. Hopefully you'll just trigger own internal play, of what does this space mean. And I'm sure kids will find new ways of communicating with one another from level to level. Pulleys that you can pull, secret messages, or speaking tubes that you can speak to different levels. For me, it's a fort. I loved fort building when I was a kid, and this is kind of a fantasy for me. I've always, in my own art practice, I want to replicate that experience I had when I was a kid, which was one of those creative forces of just building forts out of the materials at hand, of those sticks. I grew up in the piney woods where you could use poles and pine needles and to build structures, and that was like the greatest art experience in my life, so I was really kind of channeling that experience of sneaky little spaces. I'm thinking about me, what would I like to play in, or what I like to play in.